Happy Halloween! How are ya? I'm a pirate. You're watching episode 13 of Uncharted Horizons or listening. This is one that's definitely going to be one that you'll probably regret not actually watching live as it happens. We are doing the Uncharted Horizons Halloween Party, unofficial title here. I am a pirate, and Nicole is joining me, of course, as you want to tell us about your costume?
Yeah, I'm Todoroki. Gender bent, though. I've worn this costume so many times now. I love it, though. It's such an easy one. I did have a UA costume, but I lost it. Didn't lose it. It's somewhere. I just thought it was in my closet at home. So I went to go get it, and it wasn't there. So I was like, oh, it must be here. It wasn't here either. So yeah, now I'm wearing a shirt of myself. I feel like that might be something he does. Maybe not, but, you know. It happened.
I feel like I nailed the pirate thing. I got the pirate pants here and everything. I don't know if pirates wore headphones back in the day or not, but I think it's close enough. I do have an eye patch, but the problem that comes in, of course, is I have to wear glasses to see effectively. So now I look like a pirate that's got some brain deficiencies, but that's okay. So welcome everybody into the show. Definitely going to be a casual, sort of more fun type show tonight. I'm going to give everybody just a minute to join us. Looks like people are starting to hop in. And Nicole, did you happen to put out a tweet that we were live?
I did not.
I'm going to do that quick, too, while we just introduce. But just, some opening thoughts as we kind of go along here. How has your week been? What you been up to?
What have I been doing? Oh, I've been playing The Forgotten City, which is a very good game. I was supposed to play Plague Tale, and then I just didn't get into it, and Forgotten City leaves Game Pass November 1st, so I was like, I'd rather play that before it's gone. So I started playing that, and it is wicked good. Of course I love it, because it was made in Skyrim, so why wouldn't I?
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's been a good game. After this, I'm probably gonna watch the Tales of the Jedi, which is like a few episodes for Ahsoka and a few episodes for Count Dooku as like as a Jedi, set in the Clone Wars style. So.
Okay. Have you watched any of Andor yet?
No, and I need to. I don't know. I'm interested in watching it, and I usually watch everything as it releases, but I had too much going on, so I haven't. But I keep seeing tweets where people are like, "Oh my god, like can't believe this happened," and I'm like, "Damn, I gotta go watch that show." So yeah, that's on my list. Maybe I should prioritize Andor over Tales of the Jedi, but people are also freaking out about things in Tales of the Jedi, so I just gotta watch it.
I am way behind. I honestly haven't even finished She-Hulk yet, if that shocks you in any way. It's just been a crazy week, and I haven't had a lot of time to do much otherwise, although I did re-download Overwatch. I did start playing that. Played a little bit last night. I'm very clearly terrible. It's been quite a while. I do think I need to get a little bit more comfortable, and I'm trying to play with a mouse and keyboard this time around and see if I can actually learn that way, because I feel like it makes you better at the game, but I also feel like I'm just so comfortable with a controller that it's hard for me to want to do that, but I'm trying. I did not do well last night, and but I did manage to get in, and it seems fun so far. There's some really cool skins and stuff, although a little pricey, I noticed, but I guess that's the cost you pay for a, free-to-play game. So thanks to everyone who's watching, and we did not get a chance to set up the channel points yet. It is coming, I promise. It's just been crazy for both of us. I wasn't going to throw you under the bus.
No, you should have. I did forget, so you should have reminded me.
Whoa. All right, listen, I'm not going to throw you under the bus. I ain't going to take the blame for not reminding you, all right?
I'm just saying. I would have done it if I remembered.
Yeah, so. Well, listen, what we do have is message highlights and also highlighted messages in chat. So when we do the candy draft and stuff, if you guys want to highlight messages, weigh in with your thoughts and inputs and have them seen on screen and read out loud, you can redeem channel points for that. So right now that's there. Mika would just ask, do you not know how eye patches work? No, it's just kind of uncomfortable to wear over the glasses. I'm not going to keep this on the entire time. I just wanted to, get into the mood a little bit. And I have this costume that I'm wearing to an actual costume party has some other accessories, like a skeleton mask and stuff. It's meant to be more like a pirate skeleton, but it would be really hard to do the show in a skeleton mask. So I went with this traditional sort of it's nice to feel like I have hair for a bit, So thanks to everybody for popping in. And May, hi, thanks for joining us. She said, I just got in here and I'm gay. All right, fair enough. that's gonna be. You could probably clip that. All right, so
Babe, before you yell at me, my scar is on the right side of my face, but the camera's flipped, so it looks wrong, but it's on the right side.
It looks good, and yeah, we were gonna do a wait, are you some kind of cosmic pirate? Mendez said, no, not cosmic. This is just a regular pirate. Although the headphones, I guess you could probably make an argument. But yeah, pirate. I feel like I pulled this one off relatively well, and it's nice to have hair, for sure. So just give you guys a very quick rundown of what the show plan is tonight. We've got a candy draft. That's something that's going to be fun that we're looking forward to. And we'll get into that in a little bit. And if you guys aren't familiar with it or haven't seen it on TikTok or other social medias, we're basically going to build a quote-unquote team drafting our favorite, the best candies or whatever, and then you guys can vote on which one is better, and we'll also put up some stuff on social media after. And, throw a couple honorable mentions out there, what have you. If Nicole picks something, I can't pick it, and vice versa. So that's on the horizon. No pun intended. We do have candy. We went out and bought candy. So I've got this mac and cheese gummies amongst a bunch of other candies that I'm going to try. Nicole just showed off the slime, the Nickelodeon slime. I have this as well. Just to put everyone at ease, I did not ask for this. I was working and I saw a tweet was put out that said I was going to be trying this, and then I was kind of locked. So now I have to try this. So if you want to see me suffer through these disgusting gummies and try some other random snacks and sour things, obviously stay tuned. We will be doing that in a bit. As well as Nicole's got some thoughts on... You did say you wanted to talk about a game and a show, or Midnight, was it Midnight Club you wanted to weigh in on? You finished watching? And you said you
just so we can keep
game,
it in like a... Oh, I didn't finish it! But it's okay. It's okay. I still have thoughts.
I thought you were going to finish
I didn't finish it. So no, I know. It didn't work out.
We got a lot going on, and we're going to just kind of talk about some stuff, but also just a bit more casual as we go through the show, so if you guys want to talk about stuff. No, not the racing game. Brian asked if we were referring to Midnight Club, the racing game, which is a good game.
Oh, that's true.
Good game. Yeah, the eye patch is coming off. I can't do it. So, sorry. Sorry to disappoint. All right. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. That's the show. We're hanging out. We're having fun. Thanks so much for tuning in. And yeah, so last week we talked about Silent Hill. I saw Black Adam yesterday. It was a very, very good movie, and I think I'm gonna save my thoughts on that beyond just saying you should definitely see it if you're even remotely interested in that kind of thing, for maybe a show coming up. Anything else that you wanted to get to for opening thought purposes, my friend?
Well, you can jump to your crazy would you rather. Did I think of a question? No, but will I think of would you rather on the top of my head for Halloween? Yes,
I do have some would you rather Halloween questions. I actually grabbed a couple because they're kind of quick and easy, and also people seem to love them on TikTok for whatever reason. They're easily the best performing videos that we get for whatever that's worth. So people are interested in that, and I don't know. So if you guys want to weigh in the chat as well with these would you rather questions, we're going to jump right into the first one here. And this one, which is interesting, would you rather be a ghost or a zombie? And why?
Ghost.
Really? That was quick.
Well, of course, zombies, I mean, unless you're like one of like the crazy DayZ zombies that like sprint full speed, you're like relatively useless and you're not really yourself anymore. And people like always don't like you. There's like no chance of them liking you. But with a ghost, I feel like they always keep their personality because like they're literally a soul and it's fun. You can still like exist and haunt people and go where you want. And people probably might still like you, you know? I feel like you have a better chance of people liking you as a ghost.
I feel like, it seems like a lot of people are saying ghost in the comments here, but I feel like, there's some zombies that are friendly, right? Like that movie Warm Bodies with the zombie that's able to, like, feel emotion and he falls in love.
That was a terrible but also, like, a good movie.
It was, like, a cringy but a kind of a wholesome-ish movie. Okay, fair enough. How about this one? Would you rather... Oh, this is such a gross one, but I just think it's kind of funny. Would you rather eat a bloody Snickers bar or a Twix covered in underarm hair and sweat?
Oh, bloody... Of course the bloody
really?
Snickers bar.
Right off the bat?
Of course.
What if it's So we get some mixed answers here in the comments.
Ew! Twix is so... I feel like Twix is so much more gross when, like, you never have that stuff in your mouth, hopefully. And then, but, like, with the Snickers, you have blood in your mouth sometimes. You know, you bite your lip, you lose a tooth, you get teeth work done. Like, that at least is a taste that you're used to. Not eating whatever the fuck you said. Body hair? What?
Okay, so it says it's covered in underarm hair and sweat. Also,
no,
I'm a little concerned about the way you eat Snickers if you commonly have blood in your mouth when eating a Snickers. So are you okay?
No, not when I eat.
Is there something you want to tell us?
But I just think you have blood in your mouth more than you'd have underarm hair.
I guess that's fair, unless you're a vampire. I mean, if I had to pick between one or the other, as disgusting as it would be, I do feel like I would probably go with the Twix because there's a lot more risks averse with blood. I mean, it's not your blood. What if it's somebody else's blood?
Well, you didn't say whose blood it was.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess, but even then,
What if you're iron deficient? Then you get a snack and...
I guess that is true.
Iron.
But I mean, all right. Yeah, I suppose that's a fair point. Brian said Nicole eats Snickers the same way she eats toast, by cutting herself up. Toast and Chipotle chips, right? I mean, I roasted you for that one jokingly. Yes. My girlfriend told me the same thing, and then I ate some and literally cut the top of my mouth, and I was like, well, maybe that's, just not, maybe I was being a little...
All right, so I have a would you rather for you.
Go ahead, hit me.
Would you rather eat... And maybe you like one of these things, which then ruins my game. But would you rather eat 100 pieces of candy corn, or like 50 pieces of like the brown Tootsie Roll?
Oh God, that's terrible. Yeah. Honestly,
I was gonna say 100 each, but then like I feel like the Tootsie Roll's a lot harder to eat, so I said 50 for that one. So
just to clarify, death isn't an option here, right? I can't just choose to yeet myself. One. Okay.
I feel like I'd say no. 100 pieces of candy corn is so many, though.
So I just want to go on record here. Candy corn, you should eat a max of 3 pieces per calendar year. I think 3 is fine. Yeah, that's fair. It's like a sort of like, this is okay.
Like, maybe I don't hate this.
Yeah. And then you eat 2, and then you're like, all right. And by the time you eat the 3rd one, you're like wishing you could undo your life choices. But not only would you have to unwrap 50 Tootsie Rolls, regular chocolate Tootsie Rolls are probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever eaten, and I despise them. I like the fruity ones. Not talking about you here, May. I like the fruity ones, but what I'm thinking is... I don't even know. Neither, but I guess the candy corn... Oh, God.
Yeah.
How can you?
I don't even like the answer, but I guess also candy corn.
I would rather go with the underarm sweat Twix than either of those, to be honest with you. But
that's so gross.
I think about 100 pieces of candy corn. It is objectively the second worst candy behind Peeps, which are just literally the food equivalent of a war crime.
Nerds candy corn. No, I haven't tried that, but if we found that candy, I would have.
Nerds candy corn sounds okay. May said I have depression. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully we can cheer you up. Maybe you'll be able to suffer through me.
Yeah, I also almost included black licorice, but that's also very gross.
Black licorice. By the way, Starific just popped in. Thanks so much. I hope everyone has a fun day. I'm fairly convinced that might just be an auto message, but either way, we're very happy to have you here.
No, it's not an auto message.
I don't know.
They're just a great person.
No, I mean, listen, I am very, very appreciative. I don't know. I've just seen the message before. Thank you so much for popping in. We're happy to have you here. Michaela said Target. And what happened to her sock Nikki in the eye, she said. Yeah, listen.
My dad poured, or maybe my mom poured scalding hot water on my face as a baby.
The truth is, she didn't set up the channel points in time. I had to establish order around here somehow.
Through the screen.
Yeah, I did what I could. Yeah, I'd have to go with the candy corn, but the idea of eating 100 pieces of candy corn just makes me want to vomit. Have you ever seen the black licorice? I don't know if you remember this. Some people might remember this. It's like the candies, and they're all different colors, and they look all fancy, but they all kind of taste the same. They're like black licorice. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about though? Like, someone's got to remember this, because like everyone's grandma used to have these. I have a picture. I have a picture, so hold on. I'll show it right now, because this is honestly...
Nerds Rope. I have Nerds Rope. Sorry,
Nerds Rope
It has no right being that good. And I found a tropical one, and it's my first time trying it. It's upside down. So
Okay.
I'm very excited.
By the way, I just popped a quick picture on the screen here. This is what I'm talking about. These are all black licorice.
Oh, I have seen those. I don't think I've ever eaten one.
Well, that's, you're better for it as a result. They are actually disgusting, and the older people used to have them. The elderly, I guess. It's just an elderly candy, like the strawberries.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. That was the thing coming out of my mouth. Is remember the little ones that look like the strawberry?
And they're filled with cream, but you can't find them at the store, literally. But I've never seen them at the store, so I'm genuinely convinced that it's like some senior thing you have to order through like AARP or whatever.
You have to find them in grandma's pockets. They don't sell them at a store. You have to rob a grandma. Basically
that. I honestly like them, the little cream-filled ones. I've had the regular strawberry ones that don't have cream in the middle because there were some douchebags on Halloween that used to give those out, and fucking the wrapped butterscotch candies too. You know what I'm talking about? Like, not even like where there's originals, but just like the butterscotch that are wrapped in there. Those candies were so good, May said. I don't know if you're talking about the strawberry ones or the licorice I showed on the screen, but strawberries and cream, yeah, those are really good. Those were awesome. All right, I got 2 more would you rather questions, unless you had another one for me at the moment. Okay. Would you rather only be able to watch horror movies for the rest of your life, or never be able to see...
Camera shaking, by the way.
Oh, yeah? Sorry.
Yeah.
There, fix that. Would you rather only be able to watch horror movies for the rest of your life, or never be able to watch movies again?
Oh, I only watch horror movies. I mean, it's something better than nothing.
I suppose that's true. But, and you can only watch horror movies. You can't have, anything else.
But it's... Yeah, but then if you don't watch horror movies, you can't watch anything. So, you wouldn't have anything anyway.
I guess that's a fair point.
And there's some solid horror stuff out there that's, also serves another purpose. Like, if you watch Bly Manor, which is not a movie, but a show, but you'll see what I mean.
I don't know what Bly Manor, we talked about it. Okay, here's my last question right now. I only watch horror movies now, Starfix said. Okay, fair enough. Well, then this is an easy one for you. Would you rather have a pumpkin for a head or pumpkins for feet?
Like, for just your feet?
You don't have feet anymore. Your feet are replaced.
Were in pumpkins almost?
No, your feet are pumpkins.
Okay, but I was trying to, picture, how that would be. So it'd be like if your feet were in pumpkins, but they're not.
Well, kind of, yeah. But, I guess you don't have any toes. You just sort of, you just kind of,
waddle. I guess the feet. I'd rather just have my normal head. Even though I do put a pumpkin on my head sometimes, I think I'd rather keep my face. Face is more important.
Feet pumpkins. Michaela said feet. Isaac said pumpkins for a head because the goods are from the neck down. Hey, listen, I mean, you could ask a different question.
Oh my gourd.
Oh, get it? So you could ask that question, would you rather have pumpkin for a nether region or pumpkin for a head? And I'm going to take pumpkin for a head, either, up top. Starvix said head, I can't sell pumpkin picks, but I can sell feet picks. Fair enough.
Oh.
May told
Isaac like
a
real businessman.
Sometimes you gotta make the right choice. Isaac said, I have 2 pumpkin butt cheeks. You sure do, buddy. You sure do. Listen, Isaac was saying, I could have, he said. Maybe he's not working out enough. I don't know. Listen, May told Isaac to leave. I think she's still upset that he won't let her get an iPad. Franken thinks that feet pumpkins definitely satisfy some sort of fetish, and apparently now we've added the authorized term.
Or definitely feet in pumpkins. Like someone squishing a pumpkin with their feet, that's a market.
I don't like that. That's uncomfy to me. It's like there's a whole thing of people who step on cake or sit on cake. I don't know. Listen, I ain't shaming you for whatever it is.
The newest season of Game of Thrones, obviously, if you know anything about Game of Thrones, there's a lot of incest.
Yeah.
And people are fine with that, right? But there was an episode where one of the people had a foot fetish, and everyone was like, nah, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, that's it. No feet, but, you can fuck your cousin, I guess. Don't clip
Uncle.
that either, please. Oh, whatever. It's same damn difference. It gets weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't dive into fetish territory, although I will say I don't know if anybody followed me on Twitter. You might have seen my terribly, terribly awful mishap the other day with the candle wax. I was sitting at my desk, and
yeah, that sounds quite unfortunate.
No, it was literally, I yelled so loud that my roommate heard me from the other room. And for those of you who maybe missed it, I was sitting on at my desk, like I am now, just literally going to take medication and get ready for bed, and I blew out the candle that I have on my desk, and I went to pick up my water bottle, which is right here, and I knocked the candle off the desk with the hot wax straight into my lap. Like literally straight in. Like, it couldn't have possibly lined that up any further, and it was so unbelievably, it was so painful, and I was like, this is literally terrible, like clearly karma or something. So yeah, absolutely miserable pain. I would very much advise, if you blow out a candle or do something, like move it away from any area in which you might knock it off, because that was fucking miserable. And oh god, it gives me PTSD just to think about it. So yeah. We're not judging. We're no kink shaming. Do you listen? That if that's a kink, which apparently it is, I don't understand it personally. But listen, no judgment. Not for me. Nope.
Definitely not now.
Nope. Well, never now, right? That's gonna be PTSD. Anyway, so we're gonna do the candy draft shortly, but do you want to sample a couple bits of some of the candy we've got here, and then we can do the candy draft, and then
sure.
All right. So
can we do the SpongeBob slime? I really want to try.
Yeah, let's do the SpongeBob slime first. So we've got some candy testing, and I've got a really I put a little cool little graphic.
There's like little SpongeBobs, and then there's slime in here.
So it looks like they are, if I can understand this correctly, they're gummy SpongeBobs that you dip into gooey slime.
The slime is very gooey. I almost just poured it everywhere.
Me, the diabetic, is going to go into this with the hope that I do not die.
Eat one piece of it.
No, I'm just kidding. I prepared for this.
Back did.
Ew!
The back said the SpongeBobs are tropical, I think, and then the slime is green apple or lime.
Look at this. This is what the slime looks like, guys.
Ew.
Oh, it smells weird. And then these are the actual SpongeBobs themselves. That is something else. All right, let's try this. Oh, they do. They smell. It's got a very banana smell. Where can we acquire these candies? Will there be a link? So
it's not good.
Well, I mean, look at this. Look at this.
Okay, hang on. It got better. It was definitely the slime that was gross. These are at Five Below.
Oh.
Okay, this was way more sour than I expected.
Yeah.
When I first tasted it, I was like, there's something wrong with this candy.
Alright, this actually isn't terrible. It looks weird, and I don't feel comfortable eating it, but because that's just gross. But
hey, fun fact, gel candy made in Argentina, gummies made in Brazil.
What are they, shipping together?
So, do with that what you will.
Alright.
This is what they call SpongeBob. It's not.
Oh
this
god. I didn't even see.
SpongeBob me boy.
This is.
No, that's not banana. I think it's tropical. Oh, I got my headphone in the slime.
I don't think my camera is good enough to zoom in on SpongeBob.
Green apple slime, tropical gummies. I guess I'll do it again for science.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
don't want to.
You give it a good dip.
Here's my slime gummy.
You just give it a good old. Yeah, honestly, it's not bad. Oh.
It's the slime I don't like.
It's weird, but it's not bad. All right.
I'm gonna put these somewhere else. Gross.
I can live with that. Oh, it's green apple slime, tropical. As a rule of thumb, I'm not a huge fan of tropical flavored things, but I mean, kind of.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
Right.
I think that's the consistency of the slime.
Now, I'm not gonna try the macaroni and cheese just yet, so you guys are gonna have to wait a little bit on that one. Obviously, we want to keep people around, but I have this Botan rice candy. I don't know if you can see that.
I did not see that there.
You didn't? It was right next to all the other Japanese candies, so I don't know what it is. There's a free children's sticker inside, so you can kind of make that out a little bit there.
I love that.
It doesn't tell me anything. The ingredients are corn syrup, sugar, water, rice flour, and this is true. I'm not making this up for a bit. Rapeseed oil.
No, okay.
I don't know what that is. That is very much a thing, and it makes me uncomfy. And then sweet potato starch. But let's see. The box says Botan rice candy. What does tropical even mean? Like, what even is a tropical? Says Starific. Well, I don't know.
I would say like pineapple, mango, coconut.
It doesn't really have much of a smell. Let's see. Oh god.
Wait, like what is it though? Is it like?
We're gonna find out. Oh, what the hell? No, it's like
Oh, they wrap.
So it's like an individually wrapped meat. rice candy. I guess we're gonna find out together here.
Maybe it's like a mochi.
Maybe it's wrapped twice, so it's got another
I
wrap.
got slime on my desk.
Oh God! That's what she said. It's so. Like
It's probably like mochi.
I don't know, but it's wrapped twice and it's very sticky. Hold, please.
You almost got me to repeat it. I'm not falling for your trick.
Dude, it doesn't even... I can't, I'm just
Oh my goodness.
Listen, I spent a lot of money on these rice candies. Alright, so this is a better example. Sticky means it's good, said Brian. Well...
Anything that happens on an island is tropical. That's what I said.
That's true. Dick Fight Island.
It's an anime, I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Alright, how long are you gonna take?
That's what she said.
To eat just
Hang
like
on.
the Starburst that like
Listen.
you can't get the wrapper off, you end up just putting the whole thing in your mouth. Like you just gotta or like Laffy Taffy, that gets stuck a lot.
Oh God. It's like... Oh no. It's so chewy. It's like...
Tastes like.
I don't know. The most closest comparison I can make is like Robitussin? The cough medicine? Ugh. This is bad. And I can't even open... that's just me biting at it.
That's hilarious.
Because they don't... I don't understand. They're so sticky that you can't actually take the wrapping off. That's the problem. So whatever these rice candies... this is not good. I can't even eat this. Beyond, like, the...
Okay.
I mean, this is Botan rice candy. Oh, wait a minute, though.
Robitussin rice candy.
There's a sticker.
Ooh.
If you guys want to
What is that?
donate $5 to the channel in bits, and we'll pick a random person to give this sticker to. I'll sign it. Nicole will sign it.
Yo, I can't get my thing open, so I guess I can't have this candy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just experienced something very
Oh, I
similar.
got it. Oh,
Okay.
I want the blue one. Give me the blue one. Okay, anyway. I
How'd
bought these extreme sour warheads.
Oh.
When I get it to focus. They're minis, and I don't know if they're any different than like the normal warheads, but I haven't had them in a very long time. I have lots of colors. I want the blue one.
Okay.
They're not as sour as I remember.
Like
Oh wait, just kidding. Yes, they are. But oh my god, this is terrible.
Like, is it good
Oh.
sour? Bad sour?
I'm fighting for my life right now.
All right, R. Kelly, relax. Is it that sour? Isaac said I love warheads.
It's gone now.
I have toxic waste.
So that one though, so it's like, you know, because they're so small,
yeah.
it's much more manageable. Yeah, I guess if you don't want it to shred your entire mouth up, get a little one.
Yeah, that's the thing about warheads. They used to hurt all the time eating them. Would you take that candy or the tea kettle?
Fighting for my life. Tea kettle. Actually pretty good. Once the sour's gone, they're like quite boring of a flavor.
Frankenthing said you got candy named after yourself. Yes, I have toxic waste.
Those are very sour.
Let's try it out. Let's see, what do we got flavor-wise? At least they're individually wrapped and openable. Blue raspberry, it can't be that bad. It does say hazardously.
How's it going?
Alright, let's see. It doesn't seem that sour.
Really?
Mmm.
That's what happened in my
Ah, it like
it was
hits you out
fine.
of...
I told you.
Oh, it like hit you out of nowhere. Consuming more than one piece.
That's why I was like, oh, these are fine. And then it like actually touched my mouth.
It says,
sour.
caution, consuming more than one piece at a time may cause irritation to the mouth.
Sensitive individuals. One of these little guys did.
Sensitive individuals should not consume this product. You know what that says to me? I should try
my headphones.
I should try a few pieces at once and see what happens.
Mm-mm.
So let's see. I'm gonna try 4 pieces at once and see how it goes. Let's see.
I mean, I plugged my mic. I don't know if that's better.
Sounds a little better. It was choppy for a second.
My earpiece. I'm not using these.
That's good. There's a mic on your iPhone headset. I think maybe that's what.
No, I know, but Discord's picking up the solo cast. I checked.
All right, So I have a handful of 4 of these, and I'm going to put them all in my mouth at the same time and see if
Do you
it's
mean
as...
it's because it's tangled? Oh. Isaac?
Isaac could be difficult here. All right, 4 of these at once. Let's see how it goes.
What? What were those? Warheads?
Wait.
What are you doing?
The bottle says only do 1 at a time, so I want to see
You're
if it's...
gonna destroy your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna die.
God.
You're gonna die. Spit him out.
Oh my God! I don't have a bag. This is terrible.
It's gonna be too late by the time you get it out.
You're setting me up for that one.
There is no Cole, only Shoto. Yes, you have to refer to me as Shoto. We're gonna get our video's gonna get taken down.
Why?
For indecent exposure.
Who indecent?
He's throwing up.
Oh no, I didn't throw up. I just had to spit them out. That was terrible.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I figured it would be.
Well, the bottle said not to, and I'm typically the type of person that doesn't like to be told not to do something. Like I was like, haha, they're putting that label on there, but it's not, that's fine. That was
Things
terrible.
still won't dissolve, so I took it out of my mouth.
God, don't eat more than 1 of these at a time. Seriously, if you're watching this, don't try this at home. May said you can only see Shadow in the Endeavor voice. Starthic said, would you rather stay 1 night at Camp Crystal Lake or go trick-or-treating in Haddonfield on Halloween night?
I don't know where the other one is, so Crystal
What?
Lake.
Haddonfield is where Halloween takes place.
Oh,
Michael
I didn't know
Myers.
that. I guess that one then, because like I said, he's very slow. I could outsmart that man. Funny.
Hello, we're back. Sorry. I had to get a drink. I didn't realize that was as loud as it was. I kind of finished putting together the draft video prior, and I was in a lot of pain, and the sour things hurt my teeth immensely. So, all right, here we go. We've got me and we've got Nicole. We've got our sheets here that I've now prepared. And basically the rules for this candy draft are simple. We are going to take turns drafting candy. If someone picks one, the other person cannot pick it. It's pretty straightforward. So I guess because I'm a gentleman, I'll let you go first.
You sure?
Yeah, I think that's the only fair way to play it. So yeah, you can go ahead and go first.
All right, I'm gonna take Skittles.
Skittles is your number 1 pick.
Yeah, I'm thinking Halloween candy. Not like best candy of all time, but like when you're trick or treating, what candy you want to get? I'm gonna say Skittles.
All right, fair enough. So Skittles is your first pick. Any kind of Skittle preference or just standard Skittles?
I'm just gonna say
Just
Skittles,
basic?
but
Alright.
I'm thinking like the real red bag.
The red bag. Okay, my first pick, and this is tough because I really do like.
Cross one of mine out. I swear to God.
I mean, it's gonna happen probably. My first pick, of course, is very close between a couple. I'm a big fan of Reese's, but I think I have to go Kit Kat here as number 1.
Oh,
I think Kit Kat is
okay, that wasn't one of mine.
Kit Kat is an underrated candy as a whole, but I always liked getting them, especially the ones that were orange, like Halloween themed. And so, yeah, Kit Kat's definitely my first overall pick here.
All right, I didn't have that on my list. I don't know how I didn't think of Kit Kats. That's a good one.
Kit Kat is easily
my second one, I'm trying to play it safe. I'm trying to appeal, so I got like the sweet ones, but there's always people like chocolate too. So I'm gonna take M&Ms.
Really? This is one you have to specify, I feel like.
Regular,
because regular M&Ms
classic.
Regular M&Ms are all right, although I would argue that they are less good than the peanut ones. I'm a big fan of the peanut.
But yeah, I feel like there's like peanut M&M people, and then there's just like normal M&M people. But the peanut M&M people make themselves known. You can't be in a room with them for more than 5 minutes before they're like, I like peanut M&Ms better.
They're like the vegan of the M&M crowd. I will say that my personal favorite M&M is the crispy ones. M&M crispy.
Those are good. I like the ones with pretzels.
Pretzel ones are pretty good too. I just have to say I like chocolate covered pretzels a lot. For some reason, the pretzel M&Ms just don't do it for me. I don't know.
That's so unfortunate.
I mean, and they're not bad or anything, but a couple people in the comments said, Brian said, M&Ms, nah, both of you are terrible people. I mean, listen, what's the hate on M&Ms? I don't think they're bad.
Halloween candy. You're not gonna go trick-or-treating and not come home with either of what I said.
Well, I mean, we're drafting a candy bag here, right? I mean, if you lived in a relatively nice neighborhood where people gave out all kinds of things, then, you know, you'd be all right. Now, my second pick is one that I don't know if
Don't take mine.
I don't know if everyone's going to know this or not, but my second pick is... I mulled on a couple because I think Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are just absolutely great and pretty much the safest pick. Like, I would liken it to if you were drafting somebody in football and you were drafting a player who wasn't, like, the best, but you knew he was going to get the job done. I look at it that way with Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. However, I'm going with Reese's Fast Break as my pick because that is easily my favorite candy bar and generally one of the best, like, mini-size candy bars. Minis are usually always better.
I know you're older, so, like, maybe you just, like, haven't been trick-or-treating in a very, very long time, but I've never received one of those.
So the first time I ever had a Reese's Fast Break was actually trick-or-treating. I had them growing up, and they make the mini ones. Yeah, I actually, to be honest with you, in fairness, haven't been able to find the minis in a long time. I can only find the actual. You can find the regular ones at any store. You've never had a Reese's Fast Break, though?
I'm baffled. I've had like a Take 5. Is that similar?
The same. I'm gonna have to drop one off for you at some point. I'll buy you a Reese's Fast Break and leave it on your front steps.
I cannot believe that you think you're gonna win with Kit Kat and Reese's Fast Break.
Listen, you picked You picked Skittles and chocolate Skittles, basically. All right,
I didn't. They're completely different, and you won't find a person that doesn't like at least one of those. There's no way.
I guess that's. I mean, well, maybe not. I think that's true. My friend loved Skittles, and one year we pranked him. We got him a jar of Skittles, but we replaced him with them. We like mixed M&Ms in the jar of Skittles, so we didn't know. Brian said she really just called you an old ass man. You're gonna take that. Listen, I'm only 4 years older than she is, so it's not that drastic.
I got 4 more years of trick or treating than you.
That's not how that works.
In the timeline.
That's literally not how
I have more
works.
recent years trick or treating, and I'm telling you, Reese's Fast Breaks, they weren't selling those. They weren't giving them out.
Who said we? I don't know. I just said, what's he gonna do? Call me a child? Isaac, I don't know how old you are. No, it's not. She said she has 4 more years of trick or treating than me.
I do. I probably did also trick or treat longer than you.
Well, that's because
I was one of those people. But.
Well, listen, I look a little older than I am, unfortunately, especially if I'm not, like, shaved and cut my hair and stuff. So when I was, 13, I probably looked closer to, like, 15. So, yeah, I stopped trick-or-treating a little early. But there were a few times I, like, took my younger cousins out trick-or-treating or something and would occasionally pick through some of their candy. Brian just turned 29. I'm also 29. So, that's where pretty much... no one told me happy birthday. Well, I mean, we didn't know it was your birthday, to be fair. Also, I don't know why I'm toxic.
Happy birthday.
You're all dead to me, Brian said. All right, so what's your third pick then? Watch it be something obscure like like Charleston Chew or something.
No, absolutely not. I'm taking Sour Patch Kids.
Okay, that was on my list. So, just regular, not the weird watermelon ones.
No, just regular.
Okay.
OG flavors.
Best way to go. Although I don't like the blue. If you had the blue, they randomly started putting the blue in there a couple years ago.
The blue. Okay, no, you can go online and make your own pack of Sour Patch Kids, and if I did it, I would just do red and blue. I'd be so content.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the blue, honestly. Nicole's list is crushing it, May said. Clearly, you guys never got the Utz pretzels for Halloween.
Oh, those do hit different, though, when you're eating all that candy and you're like, ooh, little snack break.
They do, but I never, ever really, I really never liked getting the pretzels at the time because I was I am going number 3. I am going to go...
Say a normal candy.
I said a normal candy. What do you mean? Like, I've said... normal candy. I am going to go number 3, Swedish Fish.
What is happening what is happening over there? Out of all the candy, you say Swedish Fish.
Swedish Fish.
Brian says Brandon's not even trying, it's a wrap.
Swedish Fish. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Just in the interest of fairness, Swedish Fish is like better Sour Patch. So how are you going to critique me?
No,
Swedish Fish
opposite.
No. You
gotta put some sour crystals on the Swedish Fish.
You don't. Swedish Fish is literally better than anyone in the chat. Swedish Fish, just worse Sour Pitch, Frankenthing said. Swedish Fish are
They
good, but not my
are, and
fave
then
main
you're just trying to rip out any like fillings that you have. At least in my
What? You have Skittles and
scenario,
Sour
I
Patch.
guess.
Sour Patch Kids hurt.
No, I know, but the Swedish Fish are way stickier for your teeth than anything I put on my list.
I did. I think Swedish Fish are fantastic, personally.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
My number 4, which you for some reason didn't take, was Reese's Cups. It's the normal ones.
I was gonna take Reese's Cups, but I'm also not basic. That's an obvious pick. And also, not for nothing, but Reese's Cups should have been...
What did you put on my M&Ms?
Nothing. It's just an and sign. What did you... I don't know. It's just the Halloween font that I used. It might be some kind of spooky sign or something. Now, here's the thing. Reese's Cups are good, but we can all agree that the individually wrapped mini ones are the best, right? Like, the best Reese's?
No, I'm a fan of the bigger ones, gotta say. The little guys, I don't know. There's too much chocolate with the little ones, whereas, like, the bigger ones, you have more peanut butter.
So this is why I don't like Reese's Pumpkins, because there's too much peanut butter and not enough chocolate. I feel like you need to strike a balance between the two.
No, I do agree with that. The shaped ones, they do have
thank God, because I've honestly had this argument with people in my life, because apparently my friends and I just don't talk about relevant things. But, like, Reese's, any holiday Reese's, the bats, the trees, and you know, I'm literally a holiday simp. I will spend extra money on stuff just because it's got, like, Halloween Crunch or, like, whatever. Like, I just like the getting in the spirit and all that, but the whole Reese's shape, I don't know what it is, but there's no crunch to the chocolate. It's just like a mound of peanut butter. So not a huge fan. Michaela said mini ones from Trader Joe's. I've maybe tried those once or twice. Trader Joe's has a lot of random stuff. And Brian said mini ones slap. I do think the individually wrapped minis are the way to go, but let me ask you one question before I say my pick. Do you prefer your Reese's frozen or regular? Like, put them in the freezer or regular?
Froze mine. Ooh. I guess maybe I've had it in the fridge, but I haven't froze it.
Frozen Reese's is honestly fantastic, and I highly, highly recommend. I mean, I didn't invent it; it's very much a thing. But you put it in the freezer, and then you eat them frozen. You don't even have to let them be frozen. I mean, you put them in the freezer for a couple of hours. It is game changing. I promise you. Bad for your teeth. You're right, Isaac, because the Reese's themselves are inherently so good. So I'd like to point out that freezing them is not uncommon. I did not make that up. That's a thing. People freeze Reese's peanut butter cups. It's fantastic. I will put I'll see if I can find like an example so you know I'm not just like crazy, but at some point, but
sure people believe you that people put
I know
they
seem to be flaming in the comments section here.
All right, what's your 4th pick?
Anyway, my 4th pick is going to be a tried and true, quite good method, and that is going to be Twix.
Ah, okay, you took one of mine.
Twix is great.
I love Twix.
I like the right Twix better than the left Twix usually. But I think both are pretty good, and I think Twix is a pretty safe bet. It was tied with Milky Way for me, but I think Milky Way as a whole is just kind of lackluster. So,
mine works. I'm just so confused.
What do you mean?
So confused. Milky Way.
So Milky Way as a whole is okay, but is a Snickers not just a better Milky Way?
Yes, but so why wouldn't you have thought of Snickers instead of Milky Way?
Well, I mean, I could have, but I'm making my list curated towards the best Halloween candy.
You aren't doing that. This is a very subjective, like, your mind list.
You're right. If our Halloween candy draft list is targeted towards viewers of Paw Patrol, I think your list is definitely going to win. But if you find people with sophisticated taste who enjoy...
but it's trick-or-treating. So that is literally what my list is tailored for.
Our pre-show discussion did not specify that this had to be Halloween candy. It was a candy draft.
Okay,
so
I was Halloween candy in my mind. And I still think I'm winning.
You might be winning, but I don't know. Braden thought this is like golf and is trying for the lowest score. I will say, Brian said Now and Later's better be on your list. Now and Later sucks. Now and
Laters are good.
Dude, they hurt your teeth. They don't taste good. They are honestly awful. I hate Now and Laters. I think they are hot garbage. Anyway, what is your number 5 pick?
I am between 2, which are both kind of similar. They're both like chewy, fruity candies. But I think I have to go with like the more well-known one, probably. I'm going to say Starburst.
Damn it. All right. So that was my pick for this one, which is unfortunate.
Darn.
Okay, well, You said Starburst, and we will be posting these lists on social media.
I can't
later.
run a poll, but I think you can.
I'll run a poll, but I also have
We can do a poll.
I'll put it on like a fancy little graphic, and people can like retweet for yours or heart for mine or whatever.
Oh.
Okay, the number 5
That's nothing.
pick for me is we have to finish setting that up. Now and Laters are amazing. May said, Isaac said, I don't like either of them equally. I don't know what that means. We now stand Nicole in this chat, the superior candy taste. Well, listen. Number 5, I was gonna say Starburst, so now I'm kind of like frantically sort of reacting towards what the last one would be, but making that pick and going with something relatively, I'm gonna say Baby Ruth.
I'm being punked. Where is
Baby
Ashton
Ruth?
Kutcher?
Baby
He's
Ruth.
gonna pop out of my closet. This has to be a lie.
Baby Ruth is a great candy. It is a caramel sort of. What? I don't understand all this hate and criticism. What? I'm sorry. All right. So
He's doubling down because he knows he's losing. He's like, I gotta think of the worst candy. You might as well said Butterfinger or fucking.
No, Butterfinger is objectively the worst chocolate candy. Not even close. Butterfinger is horrible. Do you like Butterfinger or no?
I thought that they sounded worse than they were when I finally tried one. They were actually good, but I don't ever
like
go out and buy one.
No, Butterfinger sucks. But that means I would never buy just a Butterfinger. But what on my list is inherently bad?
Nothing's inherently bad, but they're not the best. It's not the best you could have done. The only one I probably would have said from your list is Kit Kat and Twix, like for my actual list, because I had Twix, but I forgot about Kit
I'm
Kat.
sure Baby Ruth would have been your number 6.
No, Baby Ruth would have never came up on a favorite candy list.
Listen, I could change it if you'd like.
I put like Three Musketeers or like some
Three
other
Musketeers
garbage.
is garbage. It's
Yeah,
like
it's not great.
it's like eating the inside of a pillow. It's horrible.
Nougat.
No, I like nougat in small amounts, not when you just like open a gate to nougat hell. Take 5 and Snickers.
See,
so
one of my favorite candies I didn't put on here because I know the people. I would have said Almond Joy, but that's very hit or miss with people.
I like Almond Joy too, but I know some people don't like coconut. Brian said Three Musketeers is trash, so I do appreciate that. And Dustin said Take 5 and Snickers are leagues better than Baby Ruth. I have to be honest with you, and I'm not just saying this. I was going to say Take 5 is my number 5 pick, but I thought I was going to get flamed because people are going to be like, oh, who got Take 5?
I literally said Take 5 earlier. And
no one got Take 5. You like Take 5s was not a common Halloween candy either, though.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. It's a delicious candy.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not common. So I was trying to say Baby Ruth. I used to get those all the time, like the Baby Ruth.
That's true.
Mounds, which is like just basically shitty Almond Joy, and Smarties. You know, the individual candy Smarties, which are just awful for your teeth.
I should have said I love Smarties.
Smarties are like okay as a whole.
My 6th pick would have been Airheads.
Interesting. You would have picked half the chat. No, just kidding, guys. But like, I don't appreciate the. Listen. So here's what I would like to ask real quick before we move on to the next segment. Just with the people in the chat, our podcast audience may not care about this, so I'll probably just cut it out unless it ends up being interesting. Those of you in the chat, what would have been your number 1 pick if you were making this list? Assuming you went first and no one else had said anything yet, what is your number 1 pick? Drop your answers in the chat, and I'll read them. Out loud. Because this is just some slander. Have you ever eaten a Baby Ruth? It's actually really good. Like, they don't taste bad. I don't know.
Gummy worms.
Gummy worms are awesome too, but I never got those unless the little bags of Trolley. Those were good, but I sort of pivoted halfway through because you shamed me into thinking it had to be Halloween candy.
No, I just Halloween.
I will say, had I known it was going to be Halloween candy specifically, I would have picked the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup over the Reese's Fast Break. But if we're just talking objectively, Baby Ruth would be my number 1 for sure. Franken thinks that. I think that's it's like a facetious comment if I had to guess.
Isaac, Sour Patch is a great idea. I probably would have said that, but now I'm like, I don't eat Sour Patches often because I know how bad it is for my teeth. But I do love them.
It hurts your teeth, and honestly,
oh my God.
My teeth still hurt from the fucking sour things I just ate a minute ago. What candy would it be? Is what Michaela asked. What does that mean? Can you clarify that question, please? what candy would it be? I'm asking what choice yours would be. Well, yours, I see what she's saying. She's asking what she would pick. Obviously, Butterfinger, but that's insulting, too. I mean, a Butterfinger as number one? Number one. Butterfinger tastes like if peanut butter had the flu. It's awful. Okay, so here's our draft list for the podcast audience. Nicole had Skittles, regular M&Ms, Sour Patch Kids, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and Starburst. I had Kit Kat, Reese's Fast Break, Swedish Fish, Twix, and Baby Ruth. So, if you're listening to this later and you guys want to chime in, let us know what you thought of our list. Give us a holler at Uncharted Horizons PC on Twitter and or on TikTok. And if you're watching, because I am going to clip these, we'll post them later, let us know what you think. Who had the better list? Was it Nicole or myself? And you can vote objectively on who had the better list, like in terms of overall appeal, or what you personally would prefer. And I would like to think that if you vote with the second option, you'll probably pick mine. But if you're voting perhaps objectively with what the best Halloween candy is in a general sense and have no individual self-thought, then you'll probably go with Nicole's. And somebody is going to have candy corn as their first option on here because we do live in a world full of sociopaths. So, you know, if candy corn is your favorite, I would say just maybe don't comment. That's all we ask. Because that's just not. So, all right. So, Nicole, one last question on this candy subject before we move on. What is in your opinion, the worst candies? Like, if you had to pick let's just say two for the sake. If you had to pick the top two worst candies that you could possibly get, what would it be?
Trick-or-treating?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I think it sucks. Yeah, that's a good one. I told you that I had candy corn, but you don't really get candy corn.
No, very
people
once in a while
do give
you get a
you
little bag,
people do give you the brown. They it's always like those houses that buy like the shitty cheaper bag of mixed candy, and it's like the brown Tootsie Roll,
Yeah.
And like I can't even think of the other in like the other types of candy that are in the bag every time, and I'm like, nobody wants these candies. Like, I can't believe you gave these to me, and you have to like pick from all bad options.
Yeah, Michaela said York peppermint patty. It's pretty.
I like those, but I definitely don't want them. But I don't probably want to go buy them myself.
We did a video last year on my YouTube channel, a live special for Halloween, where we tried all the worst Halloween candy. We bought literally everything from black licorice to circus peanuts to those little Mary Jane peanut butter bites they used to give out. We went through everything, and by far, the two worst, in my personal opinion, were Dots, which we used to get a lot in the little boxes. Dots are awful, and they hurt.
Dots, yes.
Yes,
I
Dots.
was thinking of a different candy, but yeah, Dots is definitely the worst one to get.
They hurt, and they literally, like, you can't eat a Dot. Like, my roommate loves them for some reason. I don't understand. They hurt, and they suck, and I would say, for me personally, my other choice for commonly received Halloween candy for the worst, because circus peanuts were disgusting, but I don't think I ever really got circus peanuts for Halloween. Those were
Dots
just
horrible.
horrible.
Is a good answer.
I would say Twizzlers. I think Twizzlers are awful.
No, so I do like Twizzlers, but the ones you'd get at Halloween were like the thick ones in the package, and those were bad. Like, I don't know why they tasted different than the long Twizzler, but like Halloween Twizzlers were never as good as actual Twizzlers.
I agree. I'm just not a fan of the cherry Twizzler, cherry licorice in general. So, you guys let us know on social media. Use the hashtag.
I'm so excited to eat my gummy sushi.
Yeah, we are going to move back to eating the rest of our candy stuff. So that those draft lists will be posted, and we're going to go ahead and test some candy. So Nicole's got gummy sushi. So tell us what you got, and I'll let you.
I got candy. Okay, I'm going to butcher these names. Nigiri. I don't know if it's a hard or soft G. I got gummy. Koi. Nope, I'm not even gonna say that because it just looks like coochie. Candy California rolls, gummy Ikura, and gummy Urumaki. Okay. I don't know, but it looks like a cute. I'm gonna mute my camera, mic while I rip this package open.
I feel like we could add some like comedy music over this as she's like trying to rip it all open in typical Todoroki fashion.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Oh god, my California rolls. No. I should have got my, Ew, these are so soft. I should have got my chopsticks, but I didn't bring them. So here's my beautiful sushi board. I think it's so cute.
That is kind of cool. I did see that when I was at the store. I also saw the gummy hot dogs. They had like Oscar Mayer gummy wieners, which is
Ew.
just... Yeah, no,
this one is the California roll, supposedly. And it has what looks like a sour bell and like a marshmallow. I literally think that's all it is. I got hair in my mouth. You know? It's actually not bad.
Really? Is it a sour strip or whatever? Is that what it tastes like?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see. This wig sucks. Where does this piece go? Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Alright.
I really think it's a marshmallow.
Is it just...
It's very interesting.
Is it gummy?
No. Very marshmallowy. I don't know what this is. It's like a gummy, but it has a bunch of like little...
Is that supposed to be like the wasabi or something?
Very hard to chew.
Yes, Coochie, which Brian said in the chat, was auto-modded for misogyny. It was flagged for misogynistic comments, so I've allowed it. It didn't seem all that bad.
Oh, the flavor tastes like... It tastes like, like perfume. It's not good.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is out of my mouth. I do want to eat this, though. It looks like little noodles.
Okay.
Like, I don't really know how to pull it apart, so I'm just going to eat the whole thing.
We know about you, Brian.
I recommend the gummy sushi.
Okay, gummy sushi gets a plus, which so far, I mean, I don't know, the slime stuff wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. I definitely would not just, like, buy that and eat. So here's an interesting one. I have a YuGiOh chocolate bar.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know how people feel about YuGiOh. I honestly liked YuGiOh a lot growing up. I do prefer, like, actual chocolate milk, but, I mean, YuGiOh was good. It had a novelty to it. This is a milk chocolate flavored YuGiOh chocolate bar. So we're going to open this up.
Sounds great.
And it's made by Palmer, so they make all the, like, the Easter candies and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know, at least you know the chocolate bunnies
Isaac said, like, the email. Do you guys not have YuGiOh?
What? No, that's Yahoo.
Do they not have YuGiOh in every state?
I didn't realize Iowa was just isolated. It's still, like, a rural farm community. No, YuGiOh, like, the drink. What do you mean? Like, it's YuGiOh, like the beverage, YuGiOh. Have you never had
a gummy bear in this piece of sushi.
Oh. Is that a sour peach ring? Alright. Let's see. It smells like normal chocolate, but apparently it's supposed to taste more like YuGiOh, so I guess we're just gonna see what happens.
Never heard that in your life? It is chocolate water, but it tastes amazing. Does it taste like YuGiOh?
My teeth hurt a little because of the sour candy. Not really. It kind of tastes like... Well...
Fishy.
I guess it's like a slight undertone of YuGiOh, but...
Woohoo from The Sims, yeah, but YuGiOh.
It tastes almost identical to the literal chocolate bunnies you get around Easter, or the chocolate Santas. Just have that, like...
those are always, like, low-tier chocolate.
Yeah, they are. This definitely would not make my candy list.
I'm excited for this one.
It's got a very weird undertone. Nerd rope?
Yeah, the tropical one. It has to be good.
I mean...
It said August on it, and I was like, wait.
My favorite candies are from Halls, Isaac said.
Ooh. Oh god, I just got nerds everywhere. It has tropical looking colors, as you would expect. Beautiful. Yep.
Good?
This one has a weird aftertaste.
I'm not a huge fan of tropical as a whole. Like, I like Starburst a lot. I don't love the tropical Starburst. And, like, tropical Skittles, not a huge fan of. But I guess that's more of, like, a hit or miss preference kind of thing.
You know? No, I would not buy this again.
No?
This one, you guys are gonna laugh. It tastes like what a vacuum smells like. You know, like a vacuum, if it starts like burning.
Yes. Well, typically no. I don't know what kind of vacuums you're using, but
I do need to preface this. When I got COVID in 2020, I lost my taste and smell for 8 months. It's back now, finally. But things do taste a little different than I remember them. Some things taste the same, some things taste weird. Artificial flavors took a very long time to start tasting normal. So you guys might not think that tastes like vacuum like I do. See, someone says they know exactly what I meant. It's like a...
No, I know what you mean, too. I was
know,
just
like
joking.
a burnt...
It's that weird smell where the vacuum starts to get, like, overheated, quote-unquote, and then it just goes... Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean, and it's
I don't know
awful.
why it tastes like that to me. But I really do like the original Nerds rope. Amazing. They sell, like, the Nerds rope clusters now.
I was just going to ask
like,
if you've had them. Yep, the gummy bites.
I have both bags. Yeah, I have a red bag, and then I have a blue bag with, like, the berry flavor. Those are amazing. The tropical one, not it. Tropical things might be out the door for me, especially with that SpongeBob thing. I don't know.
Another
burnt rubber, yeah.
Really
like
solid, underrated candy. Have you ever had the Airheads bites? Like the individual bite-sized Airheads candies? Not an Airhead that's mini. Like they're circular and they have a slight candy shell, but they're Airheads bites. I don't know if you've ever had them. They're really good. Nerds roll clusters are great, but rip your teeth. Yeah, they do hurt. I mean, Nerds in general hurt your teeth, right? Like, I love Nerds. They're awesome.
They do the unwrapped Starburst. Those are gross. They don't taste like the original Starburst.
I'm not a fan. They're weird. What's your favorite Starburst color?
Pink.
Yeah, okay, same.
Pink,
so we do have some common ground. Yeah,
orange,
pink and red are the best. Yeah, yellow sucks. I think they made a bag or a flavor of all pink, which is kind of cool. But again, it's like, if they're the crappy ones. All right.
Yeah, more candy.
Well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to expect from this macaroni.
I hope that
cheese.
It doesn't taste good. I hope they try to make it taste like the mac and cheese.
So, macaroni and cheese gummies, which you can apparently. So, the guy, someone did a review of them at one point. He said that they didn't taste super cheesy, but he couldn't quite identify the flavor. And I have to tell you, they look terrible. And seems to be like a Five Below exclusive thing. So let's open it up. Kraft's mac and cheese gummies. 7 pieces of this has 20 grams of sugar. All right. Oh no. Okay, so they are in a bag. Macaroni. Check these out. Look at these guys right here. These macaroni gummies. Ah, God. Crap. I mean, some things, even if they are. They have a weird smell. They don't smell cheesy, but they almost smell like, they kind of smell like a circus peanut tastes. You know the weird, like, circus peanut, like, that flavor? It's almost like banana-ish. Oh, they're very hard. Like, they feel hard. They're not soft at all. Like, if I rub my fingers up and down, it's just very hard and kind of crusty. Please let them taste like the actual food. I'm going to pour these in a bowl and add some cheese sauce and just swish it around.
Enjoy.
They're so chewy.
Does it taste like cheese?
No.
Oh, okay. So they went for like a fake flavor?
It tastes like... gummy. Like... I know that sounds like a bit of a cop-out. Have you ever eaten the gummy Krabby Patties?
Yeah.
Like,
is that what it tastes like?
Kind of, yeah. Like, it doesn't have...
Oh, that's not bad, then.
No, but it's very, very hard. Like, it's not... Like, some gummies, like a soft gummy, like you eat gummy worms and they're, like, soft.
Right.
This is, like, a hard, sort of relentless...
Hey.
Yeah, that is just not... It's not good. I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's definitely not good. It's about as hard as biting into an actual macaroni noodle, I feel like.
Uncooked noodle.
So, sorry to disappoint you guys that it's not cheese, but... I don't know.
I'm so sad it didn't taste like macaroni and cheese.
I mean, it would have been kind of interesting. The gummy hot dogs are thick. Like, they are thick. And I almost got those just because I thought it'd be funny. Well, I didn't want to put that thick of a...
I can't believe how many hot dogs they gave you for that price, too. I was like, wow.
It was like 5 for $5, I think, right? Or 4. Yeah. No, not a fan. My teeth still hurt from putting all those sour candies in my mouth at the same time. That was a terrible idea. We are
I
out.
got
Oh,
these.
you get to finish on a strong one. What the fuck? I said eat mac and cheese. You got a cookies and cream Twix. Like, obviously.
Never had it before, and I love Twix.
Twix is good. It was my draft pick.
What a good opportunity. I'll eat the right Twix in your honor.
Unbelievable. I just suffered through macaroni, and she's like, a treat. Yeah, how is it? Is it good? Is it good? Does it taste like a cookies and cream Twix would? Yeah?
It does,
about what
actually.
You'd expect? Yeah, I figured. I still can't
It's
get the
very
taste
good.
of macaroni and sticky rice out of my mouth.
It's very good, actually.
I'm happy for you. I'm sure it's delicious.
It's
Meanwhile-
exactly like what you would think it would be.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat the rest of it, but it's exactly what you would think.
You don't want to eat the rest of it. I mean,
Well, it's good. I just feel like I have so much sugar in my mouth. I did have other candy, but it's okay.
Fair enough.
The other one I had was smoothie Skittles.
I don't know. I don't like those. I think I need to acquire that Twix immediately. I mean, I've seen them at stores before, right?
Maybe I have had these. I just don't remember. It sounds good, though. Peach, guava, blueberry, mango, strawberry, banana, and raspberry.
Raspberries.
I'll do a
good.
Twitter review afterwards.
Yeah, check it out. You guys want to go ahead and see that? What was I gonna say? We're gonna do a review of all the Skittles at some point. Just every single one. Did you ever have the chocolate Skittles they made? Those were interesting.
Oh,
that was the thing.
that
I
sounds
didn't
terrible.
like them. They had chocolate Skittles and they actually made Skittles zombies at one point.
Ooh, yeah.
Zombie Skittles, and apparently they might have brought them back. They were actually called, they brought them back in 2020 at least. They were zombie Skittles, but one of them had a quote unquote rotted flesh flavor. So they were all like fruity, like melon and blackberry and whatnot, but then there was like a rotted flesh flavor as well. And I mean, obviously it wasn't made with real rotted flesh, but it did have that weird kind of gross aftertaste to it, which was interesting. But yeah, all right. So my takeaway from this is that the candy one was rough. The macaroni was rough. The SpongeBob slime might have been the best by default, because that YuGiOh chocolate was not good. It didn't taste like YuGiOh or chocolate. It just tasted like the fake cheap chocolate you can get at like the Dollar Tree, and I paid $3 for that bar. So, and then I guess just by default, those sour warheads sucked too. But I maybe shouldn't. I shouldn't have put that many in my mouth at once. That was probably my fault. But
There is a warning for a reason.
Yeah, I know, but well. All right. So that being said, you did want to touch on a couple things here before we
I did.
sort of set the stage for next week's show. We'll make the announcement for what next week's show is going to be. Moving into a bit of a different territory than we've tackled so far, so I'm looking forward to that. So tell us, Midnight Club, is that the one? That's
Midnight
part of
Club,
the
yeah.
part of the Netflix series there of House of
Yeah.
Horrors and all that stuff. So give us your thoughts. What did you?
I forget who does it. Mike Flanagan? That
That's
sounds
the name.
right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Mike
Yeah,
Flanagan.
he did Haunting of Hill House, Bly Manor, and Midnight Mass. Midnight Mass is very good. That's probably... no, I'd say Bly Manor is my favorite, but Midnight Mass was probably second. But yeah, he did something called Midnight Club, which might have been pulled from an existing piece of media. I don't know if it was like an old show or an old something. I feel like people talked about it, like they already knew what it was when it got announced and people were excited for it. Or maybe they were just excited that he was making something else. But yeah, Midnight Club, without like spoiling anything, it's just a group of kids. They come together at midnight and tell a horror story. So every episode, might not be every episode, but I think that's what they try to stick to. There's an overarching plot, but then every episode they'll do a story within the story of these kids telling horror stories. Some of them have been okay. Some of them are just like really boring, and like the plot that's happening outside of their stories I find way more interesting than the actual stories they're telling. So a lot of the time you just kind of sit there and you're like, all right, like I can't wait to get back to the show, like keep it moving. Some of them have been fun though. Like some of them are like pretty scary. It's kind of cool though because you get an opportunity to have a bunch of different stories, but they didn't go off as hard as I thought he would, having that kind of opportunity to have a bunch of short horror things in there. But also that might be the point, since it's like teenagers telling the stories. Like they're not supposed to be fucking genius storytellers, but they do some cool things with it though. So it's definitely still worth checking out. Episodes, I think, are an hour, so they feel really fucking long by the time you get to the point where they're telling their stories. So, I do have one episode left. Some of it's been like a little predictable, but at the same time, like I'm still like waiting to see what happens because they did design a pretty cool story. But yeah, that's that show. If you haven't watched any of them, I do recommend watching his other work first and then get to Midnight Club later. But just to stay on that horror theme, figured I'd bring that up since that's really the only new horror thing I've watched around Halloween.
Just a quick note, it is based on a novel, a 1994 novel. Not something like Flanagan wrote, but there's like 27 books that the author wrote, and it's basically
that's probably why people were so excited. Because I started watching it, I was like, this could not have been what people were excited for. The cast is very good. It's a bunch of actors I haven't seen. There's some returning actors. Mike Flanagan likes to work with the same people, which is smart because they're all talented. Like Rahul Kohli, he's awesome. He only pops up for an episode, but the kids he got are pretty good. And then other than that, I started playing The Forgotten City. So that was leaving Game Pass November 1st, and I don't feel like paying for it. So I was like, shit, I gotta play this game, and then I'll get back to Plague Tale. But Forgotten City, for those who don't know, it was a game designed by 3 people over the course of 4 years in Skyrim. So it was a Skyrim mod. Everything they did was built using Skyrim, of course. But the setting's like an ancient Rome like city, so it's very different. Like you're not like, oh, this looks like Skyrim, like we're medieval, there's magic. No, it's just literally like you're in a Roman city. And Forgotten City, without spoiling anything, it's a time loop type thing, so you're trying to figure out who's going to commit a crime, and then you need to it'll end the game, I'm assuming, once I guess. So you're playing through, you're talking to people. It's very story heavy, like there's not much action. There is like an opportunity for action, but you don't need to do it that way. So I'm just like playing through. If I fuck up, the loop restarts, but I keep all my quests, I keep everything I gained in my inventory, and then the people forgot me, but I can just be like, hey, we've had this conversation before, so that way you don't have to like do the same bullshit. Be like, I know what you're gonna tell me, just like skip to bullshit and like have them like trust you again easily. But it is really cool. I'm very nervous about getting the wrong answer because there's obviously a bunch of different endings, but it's a very cool concept and it's not overwhelming like it sounds like it would be with the time loop thing. It's very well designed. It was so good that Bethesda was like, hey, your mod's awesome, and they published it as its own game, so that should say enough.
Fair enough. I am not super familiar with it, but it is pretty cool that it came from a mod, and it sounds fun. So, sounds like one to check out, although if it's coming off Game Pass, that'll be a long time before I get a chance to play it. I don't think I have too much. I will say, I watched Insidious 2 last week, which I believe was after we did the show on Thursday. Pretty good. Didn't like it as much as the first one. It was nice to see the story sort of unfold a little bit, but I can't say that I cared too much about some of it. It just seemed like it was a little bit of a step back, and it wasn't nearly as well shot or as creepy as the first one was, which I guess is kind of like maybe to be expected, given that, like, you know, the first one was just sort of... Sequels typically for horror movies more often than not end up being kind of underwhelming. In certain cases that's not true, but more often than not, like, they're not always living up to what the first one was. So I didn't hate it or anything. I guess I technically should watch the other ones. We've been doing, my brother and I usually watch like one horror movie a week that we haven't seen during the Halloween season. And I don't know that I want to watch Insidious 3 necessarily. Especially when I think there's some other ones that could be worth watching over that, but I'll check it out eventually. I know there is a new one coming out that's gonna like finish the story. So, and gaming wise, yeah, I mean, I got back into Overwatch last night. I downloaded it, played a few games. I'll probably play a couple games after the show just to keep getting some practice and trying to get
out the Halloween mode. It's very cool.
Is it similar to Junkenstein's Revenge from like back in the day?
So it's like the Wrath of the Bride. It's similar. It's PvE, so there's 4 of you with like the set 4 characters, but it's different because you're not just like in a courtyard. You're like moving through a castle and moving through a map.
Oh, okay.
And the characters have like a bunch of dialogue with one another while you're doing it, and I found it to be more fun than the normal Junkenstein game.
Yeah, the Junkenstein was cool, but they brought it back like 3 times, and after a little while, you're like, it's just boss rush. Like, you're just rushing, But I mean, it seems cool so far. It doesn't strike me as drastically different at all from the original Overwatch, really. It's just I haven't played the game in years, so I guess it feels fresh to me right now. But that could very easily change. I mean, I do think that there's definitely a few things in the short time that I played that I was like, man, they really got to fix like the health issue on the tanks and stuff because they're like borderline impossible to kill. But it seemed
I think
fun
that's the
so
point
far.
though, since they moved down to the 5 and they got rid of the tank.
Yeah.
Like without your tank, like when you finally take the tank down, like the team's pretty fucked. So like, but I've played a game against like enemy Orissas that just never die. Like they just steamroll. They literally don't die. So I'm like, yeah, I do feel you on the health thing because if you play her right, like you just don't take damage and you'll just never die.
Yeah, we had a Zarya last night that just was not die. They just kept coming up to the entrance of our spawn point, and we couldn't even get out of the spawn point without dying. And it's like, this is not fun. Like clearly, there's got to be a different approach to this. But you know, I'll give it a little bit more time. I definitely have had a little bit of fun with it so far. You know, God of War Ragnarok comes out pretty soon, so I'll probably pick that up. I still haven't finished the original. I just don't have the motivation to go back and play right now for whatever reason.
Well, you need
It's just
to
weird.
before you get the new one.
I'm pretty close to done. I've honestly considered just like watching the rest of the story, just getting caught up, to be honest, because I kind of have just hit like a wall with it, and I just like I don't know. I want like I feel like I don't particularly feel like I want to play, and that's really just because of like how redundant the combat is. But I really enjoy the story, and I'm just like I don't want to keep doing these same fights over and over again. And the good thing is apparently the combat in the new game is a lot more evolved, and it's a lot more variety. That's what some of the early reviews are saying, so I'm really excited about that. I mean, I'll probably go back and finish it, but I've honestly considered like, oh, I don't know. I fought the brothers and beat them. I don't know how much longer I have. But at this point, I'm like considering just watching a story synopsis or just cutscenes, catching up with how things end, and then just like picking up when the new one comes out and actually just playing through it. But I'm not sure yet. I haven't really decided. I guess I'll make that decision on the fly. I want to play Bayonetta 3 as well, eventually. That whole thing ended up being a wild story. But I'm looking forward to God of War and Callisto Protocol December 2nd. That's definitely where my intrigue is at right now. So, yeah. Looking forward to it. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that pretty much brings us together. You know, we didn't really go into this show with a crazy definitive topic, but it was a lot of fun to hang out with everybody, and we just sort of figured after all of the big, lengthy, you know, topic-heavy shows we've done, it might be fun to just sort of hang and you know, make our list and whatnot. So hopefully everybody enjoyed. Anything on the horizon for you? What do you got coming up? You're going to go back to Plague Tale? What are you looking at?
I'm gonna finish up Forgotten City, and then I'll go into Plague Tale so I can finish that before God of War, which I will finish before God of War. Even though I don't want to go play that game, I will. And then for shows, I started watching Unsolved Mysteries again, which if you've ever watched that on Netflix, it's fucking wild. I almost said wonkers because I combined wild and bonkers. Wonkers.
It's wonkers. Sorry,
yeah,
is that the
it's
show
cool.
with the really creepy intro music? Like with the
Probably,
weird
yeah.
music. When I was a kid, my grandma
I
used to
don't know.
watch it, and I used to be so scared because the set, like, I would always be really freaked out by the noise. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It has a very settling thing, but it's real life things that are still unsolved. So like the whole time you're like, this is a really interesting story. I wonder what happens, but you never get the gratification of knowing. But it's still really cool, and they've actually solved some of them from making it so public on Netflix that because it gets to a lot more eyes and people might know things. Or the internet's crazy. Like Reddit solves mysteries all the time. But yeah, there's some Star Wars stuff I gotta watch, like Andor, and then Tales of the Jedi came out today, so I got a lot on my plate, which I'll probably go watch after we hop off here.
A lot of Star Wars stuff. Yeah, I started watching My Hero again. I realized that I hadn't even finished season 4 yet. I thought that the fight against, I can't remember his name, the mob boss guy, the one that uses Ariete. Why am I blanking on his name? I completely can't remember his name.
Shigaraki?
No, Shigaraki's the guy with the hand, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about
boss?
the dude that's like the leader of the Japanese.
Overhaul.
He's like with the That's the one. I thought the overhaul thing was the end of that season, and I didn't watch anything beyond that. But apparently, there's a lot more left. So I have a lot of catching up to do, because it seems like there's a whole nother season that happened. And obviously I've seen, some of the fights like with Endeavor versus the Nomu and stuff. Those were crazy. One. But it's hard to find. I'm trying to find the episodes online to watch, and it's hard to find them. I don't have Crunchyroll, so like I've just been like trying to browse and YouTube and other stuff to see if I can watch those. I'm caught up with Bleach. That has been phenomenal so far. I mean, it's only been 2 episodes, but insanely good. It's really fun. Anyone who likes it, I absolutely recommend. Bleach is just awesome. It's on Hulu. If you're a fan of that series, definitely check that out. Probably gonna play some Overwatch. I gotta work on some stuff. I've been working on trying to get the rest of the podcast episodes from earlier episodes fully uploaded to YouTube. I think there's 3 that haven't been uploaded yet, but it takes so much of my computer's power to do because of the rendering and stuff and how big the files are that it's like I basically have to do it like when I'm not doing anything else on the computer, which doesn't happen often. But we'll get those up. And May said My Hero Academia is on Hulu. I thought it was on Crunchyroll. Is it available on Hulu? If that's a thing, then I didn't know. And I'll have to check that out, because if it's on Hulu, then I could watch it a lot more easily and get caught up faster. I could watch it while I'm working or something. But, yeah, so trying to get the rest of those. Okay, cool. So May said it is available on Hulu. I didn't know. So I'll have to check that out then, and hopefully I can watch the sub, because the dub just doesn't do it for me with that. I just don't like Deku's voice actor. But I think that, yeah, as a whole, that's the plan. I want to get a little more caught up on that. Got a long weekend coming up. Obviously, Halloween. Gonna carve a pumpkin for the first time. I've never carved a pumpkin in my life. My girlfriend's a huge fan of doing the pumpkin. I guess her and her family do them every year. So we went to the pumpkin patch the other day and bought a few. Like, I bought my first pumpkin. His name is Phil, and he's a big pumpkin. Like, big. I wanted a tiny one, but she said if you carve a tiny one, they'll crack or fall apart more easily. So you got to get one that's like a decent size. So I'm going to learn how to do that. And yeah, before we sign off, May said, listen, I watched Halloween Ends finally. What did you think? Because I honestly really, really liked the last 20 minutes, but thought the rest of the movie was very much a letdown.
This is great podcast content.
Yeah, this is why I trim a few things for the show, because this is one of the more kind of like laid back streams where we're just sort of like interacting with the audience. I go through and cut out that stuff that's not going to be pertinent to the podcast. I was just curious, which is why it takes a little time to get it uploaded. I do it as quickly as I can, but I also have to work and all that nonsense. Well, she's not. Oh, here we go. She said, I liked it. It wasn't what I was expecting, but the ending was super good. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I guess if you just like watched it and enjoyed it, it's fine. I did like the ending, but it didn't feel like it kept up the momentum of the last couple movies. But I did see Black Adam. I liked that a lot. And I think it's safe to announce that we are moving into superhero territory for a bit as we get out of the Halloween month. So next week's show is going to be DC themed. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on Black Adam, and we're gonna talk about some of our favorite DC movies, some of the shows. I mean, I haven't seen them all, but I've seen some of them. I've seen the movies. I have a little bit more experience with Marvel than I do with DC, but I definitely have seen a decent amount of that, and I know Nicole has as well. So we are gonna do a DC themed episode next week. And then I think, and this is not 100% confirmed, but I think after that it's going to be some MCU stuff. We're going to do a show dedicated to movies and a show dedicated to the Disney Plus shows and everything else, because I think that was sort of Nicole's idea that it made more sense to split those up, and I agree. I think there's just so much content there to cover. So that's kind of the tentative plan for November, is superheroes, and then we do have something that we're kind of excited, like sort of in the works for Thanksgiving for that week, but we haven't really fine-tuned anything yet, so we're not going to go too much into detail on that now. But that's kind of what's on the horizon for us and with the show, since somebody asked earlier. But yeah, Nicole, anything else you want to add? Anything I didn't mention?
No. Hope a fun weekend. Probably have Halloween plans.
Yeah, hopefully be safe, obviously, if you go out drinking, doing any of that stuff, and be smart, because we want you to be okay and be back here, of course. And yeah, so we will catch you guys next week. Keep ready to talk DC. And thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening and stay fantastic.
Bye.
Bye.